Esther was the heart of everything.
A lot of energy.
She was always there.
A really nice person.
Esther was fun.
Yeah, she never disappointed anybody.
You talk about events management and people going to take courses in events management today, Esther could teach them.
And she was a good cook too.
She loved people. She was a person who loved people around.
I'm Simone Dalton. I am a steelpan musician. I live in Toronto now, but I'm originally from Trinidad and Tobago. I have been playing pan since I was about 9 years old, but really that story of me and pan started from the time I was before I was born, frankly. The story of me and pan, I really don't remember me without pan. It's just been part of my everyday experience. Pan was largely a male-dominated instrument when it first started. Women in pan came at a point where they were mainly viewed as as we would call them, the whiner woman, the supportive girlfriend perhaps, and it was actually not supported for them to be in a panyard. My experience is quite different. Because my mother was the person that encouraged me to play pan, but also she was part of the formation of a group of women who wanted to learn to play pan as well.
I have known Esther ever since the Secretaries Association started. It started in her office. The function was at her office at the TTMA building in Maraval. And we became more friends because I knew her before that. And the friendship developed. And 10 years after, when we wanted to form the steel band, she says, you know, we're going to form a steel band, an NSA steel band, a woman's steel band. You think you're interested? So I said, yes, I beat pan before that, so I wouldn't mind joining the band. And that's when everything started.
The band was formed from the association of this group of women who worked in their professional lives in that function, but then moved into this fun, community-inspired engagement around the instrument.
The name of the band was the NSA Vibrations. That was our name when we started. NSA is the National Secretaries Association.
It was a group of us, maybe just about 15, 20 at a time, you know. So we were a close-knit group.
And she was like the live wire of the band because she was always involved in arranging this or doing something for the band because she was very friendly with the guys in Starlift. And it's through her we were able to get Starlift to let us use their pans and their venue.
So we played at different outings, different things with the assistant of Starlift.
And after our first performance, everybody was interested in joining the band.
We really had a good time. It was a lovely bunch of young women we were back then.
So this is where we really got close with Esther. The camaraderie, there was a great camaraderie in the band. We all stuck together.
She was always there, always helping, always making sure that everything went well. She was the PRO for our band and Starlift.
And then came Simone.
When she became pregnant, of course everybody said, well, you know, Esther's pregnant. How is she going to manage to come to practice when she has a little baby?
There's actually a story about the fact that she went to our largest steelpan competition during Carnival, and she was in the stands listening to the bands play as the stands were moving, as people were dancing to the music, and she was about 8 months pregnant with me.
She threw that behind her, and she used to come with the baby, with all the clothes, everything, and sit down on the bench, and we would take turns from practice to go and babysit while she goes on her pan. And this is how Simone grew with the band.
So the babysitters were the members of the NSA Vibrations.
So she grew up as from a baby in Starlift Banyard.
She'd be doing homework. If she fell asleep before we were finished, she would lie on the bench and sleep, play, and that was her introduction to pan. So she was born into it, grew up into it. She started playing pan at a very early age.
As she went to school, from one school to the next, she used to come in the panyard after. At St. Joseph Convent, she used to come in the panyard doing her homework. And that is how so Simone grew with us. She was part of us.
So for me, pan and women in pan is as normal and is as and should be as celebrated as the rest of the development of the instrument has been.
The members of Starlift, they were tutors to us, each one taking a section. And Esther played the bass. Esther liked the bass, and that was her thing, the sixth bass. And she controlled the bass section. That was her love. You could see that she was really enjoying it. All of us really enjoyed it.
I have played pan with my mother as well. Our first time playing pan together was probably between, I would say, age 9 to 12. I was a member of the all-woman steel band that she formed, the NSA Vibrations, and I was the youngest member of the band. I was one of the tenor players, and she played on the bass pan. So she was always sort of behind me, both from the perspective of how the band is set up, but also it's sort of a philosophical thing if you think about it, like her actual supportive rule of me.
She was a very devoted mother to Simone. Simone was her word. Everything that Simone wanted to be involved or to do, Esther would support her and was always there with her.
Esther was a very friendly person. She was a real organizer. She knew how to go about things. She knew who to contact, and this was her way of doing things generally.
You talk about events management and people going to take courses in events management today, Esther could teach them.
Esther was always a very actively involved in whatever she was doing kind of person.
Esther was the heart of everything.
Anything that happened in the pan world, whether Starlift or whatever, she was there for panorama, for any function at all, with whether it's Starlift or any pan. Once it involved pan, she would be there.
She never played pan with Starlift, but she was one of the regular community organizers around the events, making sure that the players had their t-shirts for their competitions or for their gigs, making sure they had a hot meal, helping them to fundraise. She was always part of the band's progression.
Yeah, she never disappointed anybody. She did not ever turn up. She was always there.
She was what one would call a loyal friend.
Simone, you can see that she has taken some of that from the mother that's organizing and getting things done.
I don't think she's ever looked back. She continued pan and she took it to another level, as say, going abroad and whatnot.
We are all very proud that Simone has grown to what she is today.
So my memories of Simone is really in the panyard.
The foundation that she has set up in her mother's name, I would like to see it really flourish and grow so that they can really help people in the pan world, because pan was her thing.
I created the Esther Dalton Foundation as a love legacy of my mother's work during her life in steel band. But I also created it for it to be an example of a way of supporting the leadership development of other young people who had the experience or who have the experience of playing the instrument as I did when I was growing up. And I also want this to be a supportive mechanism, particularly for young girls and other young women.
I'm happy that Simone turned out the way she turned out and that she's keeping her memory alive.
And that is why I think her life will go on. because she was a people's person. She cared about people. She really did care about people.
I really want her to know that I am so thankful that she was my mother, that I had her for the time that I did, and that she's still part of my life now, in whatever way that may be.